welcome back to the next episode, where we continue on with this. Wanted to say I did cheat a little bit, and I did pull up a guide. I didn't look at what choices I needed yet. But, from what it looks like, there are 11 chapters plus an epilogue, but you have to unlock that by gaining enough points. And it seems that there's 2 bad endings. So, from what it seems like, 3 total endings. Well, I guess 4 if you count the fact that the epilogue is actually unlockable. But I didn't look at what choices I need yet, so I don't know what I'm hoping for, if I want to get the bad ends before the good ending or not. Whatever. Similar to the 2 times before, after a moment of weightlessness, I open my eyes to find myself stepping foot on the soils of yet another different world. So I like that he has enough magic to continuously do this, but putting her back into the mortal realm or whatever, no, that's impossible. Except this time, we seem to have teleported right smack into the middle of a bustling day market. Hey, quit standing in the middle of the road. You're in the way. Oh, sorry. I feel Aslan quickly pull me out of the way as a random citizen glares at me as they pass by, their arms full of colorful silken fabrics. Yeah, don't mind the people who just literally popped out of nowhere. No one seems to care. It's fine. Come, Luna. Let us step to the side for a moment. I nod and follow closely behind the wizard. We weave our way through the rowdy crowd of shoppers, trading, haggling, and making bets alike, over to a small space near an empty stall. Once we finally find a quiet spot, my gaze roams around the area to take a good look at the sun-bleached stone walls of the buildings that surround us. Countless stalls and vendors selling all sorts of different wares alike line the already crowded, sand-dusted streets. Everything from fragrant fruits and spices to handcrafted pottery and garments line the horizon. Well, this is certainly different.
Oh boy, is it hot out here! Sheesh, I'm practically melting already. Is there a stall with AC or something?
For once, I concur. It is indeed a tad hot, and us penguins aren't very good with the heat, you see. Phew, you guys are right. It's really boiling out here. My attention snaps back to see the 2 little penguins already red-faced and fanning themselves with their flippers. Oh, poor little guys. I bring a hand up to fan my own collar a bit as I finally feel the effects of the sweltering rays of the sun beating down on us from high in the sky. If Aslan's not fucking also sweating, I will be very shocked. Well, I suppose it can't be helped. With the flourishing desert kingdom comes the dreaded heat. But if I know my grandmother, then the only reason she would come to this realm is for a very special tea blend that can solely be bought in this specific bazaar. Of course, how is he fine? He's wearing a full suit and a cloak. Then again, I can't really say much myself because I can wear sweatshirts in 90, 100 degree weather with humidity. I think I'm gonna turn down the music a bit. Anyway. Alright. The tea is called Peach Leaf Dream, I believe, and it's really quite delicious. It has a very soothing taste to it. The reason I laugh at this is because their next game that they're making is called Peach Leaf Valley, so it's a nice nod.
Let's get to it and find a vendor quickly! Before I literally melt to a pink puddle of penguin mush, man!
I can still sense Master Agatha's magical presence lingering here, so she shouldn't have gone too far. Right, I still remember the way to said vendor, so let's make haste. Alright, what's gonna go wrong this time? Something always goes wrong. I, too, would sincerely like to get out of this unforgiving heat as soon as possible. Well, at least you say something. I can't but giggle as I watch Aslan blow some stray strands of his damp bangs out of his face. With a snap of his fingers, his cloak suddenly disappears as he sheds a layer of his usual clothing. Oh, can't handle the heat, Aslan? Well, I suppose you could say I do prefer cooler places. But good grief, it is quite hot here, though. Okay, I feel better. I feel better that he's complaining too. Perhaps I shall ask grandmother to treat us all to a cold treat once we catch up to her. We deserve it. Anyways, follow closely, you three. Don't fall behind. The three of us nod and psych ourselves up before pushing our way through the crowd. Alright, what goes wrong? We finally make it to a small wooden stall nearby, hidden in a secluded corner of the market. Why, yes, a woman of that description did drop by a short while ago. However, I had to send her away as we were currently all sorted out of that particular blend you mentioned. What is this, fucking grocery shopping day for her? Fuck! In fact, there's been a shortage for a while, so there's really no helping it. Aslan frowns beside me as we receive the news that we just missed Agatha by a hair. Again. He lets out a brief sigh, but manages to plaster a polite smile on his face as he bows slightly. I see. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir. However, if I may ask, a shortage, you say? Has there been some type of issue around here, perhaps? Well, the truth is, I heard political tensions have been running high between our kingdom and the neighboring empire recently. And as a result, all of our trade routes have been closed off with no end in sight. It's been real bad for business. The tea vendor's gaze shifts around for a second before he leans in closer to whisper. And worse, there are even rumors that we are at the edge of breaking out into war soon with said empire. I can't help but gulp nervously at the genuine concern lacing the vendor's hushed tone. And I assume Aslan feels the same way, as I see his frown deepen further at the news. But just as he opens his mouth to respond, a different, gruff voice a little ways off catches our attention. Alright, you brat, I'm only gonna ask you nicely one more time. Just hand over that bracelet and no one gets hurt. Or else. The four of us turn around, only to spot a group of three men surrounding what appears to be a young boy in the shadows of an alley across the way. You heard the boss, kid. Just hand it over like a good little boy and we'll let you on your way.
Yeah, just hand it over already.
My eyes widen as I watch one of the men grab hold of the little boy's arm, twisting it up and causing the boy to wince in pain. No, I won't. This is an important gift from a friend. The young boy is quick to yank his arm back and cradles a shining gold bracelet around his wrist protectively against his chest. You guys don't scare me, and no means no. Got that? Now go pick on someone your own size, you jerks. The young boy shoots him a glare before he kicks the lead bandit in the shin, causing him to flinch and yelp in pain. But before he can get away, one of the other bandits grabs him by the ankle and drags him down. Ow! Oh wait, that's bandit boss. Ow! Why, you little punk, I'm gonna... I watch in horror as the burly man raises a fist in preparation to strike. And before I can even think, I grab a nearby teapot sitting on... Oh, Luna. And before I can even think, I grab a nearby teapot sitting on the counter and dash forward. Hey, asshole! Heads up! Oh god, that went into red, I'm sorry. I use all my might to chuck the teapot in my hands toward the thugs. With a loud crash, the teapot hits the leader smack in the head, shattering to a million pieces and bringing him down for the count. I look down at the thug's unconscious body and scoff. Ha! Serves you right, jerk! How dare you try to hurt a kid! I cross my arms and glare back up at the remaining two bandits, causing them to flinch. So, anyone else want a piece of this, huh? Oh, what the hell? This lady's crazy. And she's drawn a crowd. Hurry, let's get the hell out of here. The two bandits scramble past me and disappear back into the crowd. Hey! Get back here, you cowards! I'm about to chase after them, but suddenly is stopped by Aslan, who runs up to me. His eyes are frantic as he clutches my shoulders and looks me up and down. Luna, what has gotten into you? What in the world are you thinking? I mean, wait, no. Are you alright? Are you hurt anywhere? No, wait, I mean, you can't just chuck a teapot in...
Woo! You go, girl. I knew you had it in you, Luna.
Philia, don't encourage such rash behavior. Hold on, guys. Don't fight. I was just... Whoa, lady. You're so cool. All of us freeze in our spots and look down to see the young boy I'd rescued gazing up at me with nothing but sparkles of admiration in his eyes. I can't believe you scared all three of those bandits off on your own. You must be, like, crazy strong. The boy continues to beam up at me, and I can't help but crack a smile as I kneel down. Well, I mean, I was pretty badass back there, huh? Heck yeah, you totally were. You roll, whoosh, bam, kapow!
I check and ruffle his hair. I gently take his arm and examine it. Are you alright? Those jerks didn't hurt you, did they?
Nope, I'm okay. You saved me just in time. Right, thanks for that, by the way. The wipe totally had it under control.
I can't but smile as the boy suddenly becomes bashful, cheeks turning slightly pink as he averts his gaze. No worries. I'm just glad you're safe, kiddo.
Wow, and a humble one too. You don't see that around here often. Hey, lady, wait. Are you secretly some kind of hero or something? Ahem.
The two of us glance at Aslan as Aslan clears his throat from behind me. He's clearly still upset at me if he crossed his arms. Deep frown were any indication. Right, sorry, Aslan. I really wasn't thinking straight. I just rushed in because I wanted to protect,
Oh, me? You can call me Tito. Tito! No, I remember Tito! Oh, that's right. Oh.
Tito here, but he's safe now and I'm not hurt either.
Actually, I don't remember if that's his actual name in, like, mortal realm, but, like, there is... Now I remember who this kid is.
So, all's well that ends well, right? I smiled sheepishly, showing Aslan that I was indeed unharmed. Gazing at my pleading face, the wizard finally softens as he lets out a sigh and kneels down beside us.
I'm relieved neither of you are hurt as well. Truly. But, Luna, you nearly gave me a heart attack back there. I know you only meant well, and I admire that quality about you too, but randomly charging towards 3 armed men with a mere teapot in hand is just...
Too, much?
I don't know what I would have done if you went and got yourself hurt.
Sorry.
However, well, I suppose I do have to admit that I was rather impressed with your aim back there.
Well, I did hone my throwing arms since Enix would drag me to play catch with him when we were kids.
Yes, well, remind me to never make you angry, lest I want to get knocked out via teapot.
I laugh as Aslan straightens back up with a sheepish smile. He offers me his hand, which I take gratefully.
Oh, by the way, I noticed you guys are dressed kind of weird. Finally, someone says it. Finally. You're not from around here, are you?
No, we're not. Actually, you see, we're just in town to look for a certain tea called Peach Leaf Dream.
Yes, but unfortunately it seems they're completely out of stock at the moment.
Oh, that sounds about right. Our trade routes are totally blocked right now anyways.
But Peach Leaf Dream, huh? Yeah, I've heard of that fancy tea before. It's actually pretty rare and expensive. I heard you can only buy it during certain times of the year here, too. I also heard the Sultan is quite fond of it. I'm pretty sure he has a whole supply of that tea in his palace.
Hearing that, my eyes widen and I lean in slightly to whisper to Aslan. Hey, Aslan, would your grandmother just leave this world if she couldn't easily get her hands on that tea?
Oh, I wish. But in reality, absolutely not. You don't know my grandmother, but she'd sooner send this realm to chaos than leave without her favorite tea bags. Believe me.
Then I guess we have no choice but to ask the Sultan for some then, right? Maybe she went to him too?
I suppose that's true. However, just how in the world would we get an audience with the Sultan out of the blue?
Ahem! Actually, maybe I can help you guys with that. Getting an audience with the Sultan, that is. Huh? You can? Really, Tito?
Sure, I mean, you did save my life and all, so it's the least I can do, you know?
But how? Are you, by chance, related to the Sultan?
Well, not by blood, but, it's kind of complicated. I bet I can guess who the Sultan is.
I notice the young boy softly brings his arm down to cover his bracelet.
I'll, take you two there if you don't ask any questions. And just so you know, I can't promise you the Sultan actually can help you with what you're looking for, but, well, I can at least take you to see him if that's enough.
Aslan and I exchange glances and nod in understanding. Of course, Tito. That's more than enough for us.
Indeed, thank you very much, Tito. No need to thank me, it's fine. Down here, it's a favor for a favor, you know? Alright, let's get going. Follow behind me closely, alright?
Don't act suspicious. I nod enthusiastically and motion for Tito to lead the way, and the three of us start making our way towards the Sultan's royal palace. The three of us sleuth around the palace grounds and eventually successfully gain entrance into the Sultan's tower itself. Though, I was curious as to how and why the guards all recognized and allowed Tito through without question. I kept my questions to myself, as promised, and simply allowed him to lead us further inside. So, this is it. The young boy comes to a stop in front of a very large, heavy-looking set of doors that are partially opened to reveal a throne room. There are carvings of dragons all along the frame. There are carvings of dragons all along the frame, all exceptionally elaborate, intricate, and fit for a ferocious king of the desert. So, should we knock first, or... I take a hesitant step forward, but stop when I make out the muffled sound of yelling from inside the room. Oh shoot, the negotiation's still going on. Hold on, Luna, I don't think right now is the best time. Without any warning, the doors burst open, followed by a saber which flies out towards us out of nowhere. Wow, look out! Holy shit! I somehow managed to dodge the sharp sword by quickly throwing myself to the side, but I lose my balance, tumbling backwards a bit before falling ungracefully on my butt.
That's bullshit and you know it. Did you actually just throw a sword at me, you bastard?
Utterly confused, Aslan and I scramble forward to peer in through the door as Tito just facepalms behind us. When I get a peek inside the throne room, my eyes widen as they land on two large, opulently dressed men locked in the midst of a heated argument. Both have their swords drawn and pointed straight at each other's throats.
Yep, that was easy to guess that. With all due respect... With all due respect, Emperor Sergio, your troops are the... Oh no, okay. I wonder why they didn't change the names for this world. Sorry, I should stop. With all due respect, Emperor Sergio, your troops are the last seen using the watering hole. Or are you doubting the quality of my kingdom's royal reports? Well, Sultan Marcello? Fuck. That may be true, but according to our data, your passing margins used twice the amount of water as ours this past month. And, wow, would you look at that? It's all dried up now. What do you have to say about that?
Connecting the dots together, I assume the man with sun-kissed skin and long, tied-up hair must be the Sultan, and that means his blonde-haired opponent must be the ruler of the neighboring empire we've been hearing about.
That's rich. We still use much lower than the amount permitted despite our recent trips. So, are you going to answer my questions or are you going to continue dodging, coward?
The Sultan clicks his tongue and raises his saber menacingly. The Emperor grunts and parries it away with ease. I wince at the sharp clang of the metal against metal that rings through the air.
Only one dodging here is you stubborn mule. Why, you son of a...
Before the two riled up leaders can break into an all-out brawl, Tito steps forward and clears his throat.
Ahem! Who dares interrupt? Oh, that's you, Tito. Back already.
The Sultan freezes on the spot when he spots at the doorway and lowers his sword arm.
Are these people with you, and these people with you are...
The Sultan raises an eyebrow towards Aslan and I. Sorry, sir. I know how you feel about uninvited guests, but this lady here saved my life from some bandits earlier. And she said she wanted to talk to you about something, so I wanted to repay her, but I chose a bad time, didn't I? Tito's explanation trails off and his voice growing meek as he scratches the back of his head. Wait, it's not his fault. We can leave and come back later if it's not a good time, and... I jump up to defend the young boy, but the Sultan merely uncrosses his arms and resheaths his sword.
Are you the one who saved his life?
Oh, yes, sir.
Your name?
It's Luna. I gulp the Sultan's piercing gaze. But unexpectedly, the next moment he bows his head towards me.
You have my gratitude, Luna. This young boy is currently in my care, you see, so I thank you for seeing to his safety in my absence.
No, you don't have to bow or anything. I just did what I had to do. Oh man, you should have seen her, sire. She went. She took down all the bad guys all by herself with a single teapot. It was so cool. The Sultan laughs and raises his head.
I see. You've got guts, huh? I respect that in a woman. And, not to mention... I can feel the heat rise to my cheeks as I watch the Sultan saunter over towards me. Ew, no. Aslan only this time. You have your own route.
His eyes trail over me from top to bottom before a devilish smirk dances on his lips.
You're quite beautiful as well. A beautiful and courageous woman, eh? Just my type. So, Luna, how would you like to become my next wife?
Wife?
But our little exchange is interrupted by the loud sound of a fist punching through a stone wall.
Ahem!
What do you want? I'm busy. Oh, excuse me, I just hate to interrupt.
But I do believe we were in the middle of an important discussion.
You know, the one heralding the fate of 2 countries. And you're here proposing marriage to a woman you've known less than 2 minutes? Don't be mad, I saw her first, little emperor. Jealousy's a terrible look on you, you know.
I can't but swallow nervously as I can feel murderous intent wave off the man in the dark robes as his grip on his sword tightens. However, the Sultan merely shoots him a teasing grin before turning back to me.
Anyways, allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Marcello, don't know. The Sultan of the vast and mighty Darkor Kingdom, Pride of the Sands. And this here is Emperor Sergio. As his name suggests, he is the ruler of the neighboring Leonis Empire.
The other man looks a bit peeved at the interlude, but collects himself and simply grunts in response. Greetings, your majesties. I'm Luna, and my partner over here is Aslan.
Yes, greetings. It's very nice to meet your acquaintances. And I apologize profusely for the interruption when you two, seem to have your hands full at the moment. Nah, it's alright. There's a big watering hole in the border between our countries, see? It's a real important resource point for travelers and merchants alike passing through. However, the Sultan throws his head up in exasperation. It's dried up recently, closing our most important trading route and causing one hell of a shitstorm. And let me tell you, the whole issue would just be settled if this stubborn asshole over here would just man up and pay to refill it already. Like hell, I'm gonna pay for something that's not even our fault. You pay for it. Listen here, you cocky little shit. For the last time, our reports say... I don't give a damn about whatever your lying reports say.
Aslan and I flinch as the 2 rulers go back at it again, gripping the collar of each other's shirts as they yell in each other's face.
Sorry, Luna. This'll probably be like that for a while.
Sultan Marcello turns his head towards us, and sighs as he begrudgingly loosens his grip on the Emperor.
Yeah, sorry. I'm grateful you saved Tito and all, but as you can see, I've got bigger things to deal with at the moment. If the issue somehow magically resolves itself overnight, then things would be different. Oh, look, something for us to resolve. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen at this rate, so I'd appreciate it if you'd see yourselves out for now.
All the 3 of us can do is bow before we leave the throne room and head back into town.
How are we going to solve the dried up watering hole? Can Aslan just summon water?
After arriving back in town, Tito apologizes to us for all the trouble and recommends an inn for Aslan and I to stay at for the night. I blankly stare up at the ceiling of the small inn from where I lay in bed, trying in vain to fall asleep. From the corner of my eye, I watch as Philia and Merlot's sleeping figure snooze peacefully on a makeshift bed near the other side of the room. So much has happened. I can't believe Philia nearly died yesterday. I grimace again at the memory of Philia red-faced and struggling to breathe. Waves of anxiety rise in my stomach as the magnitude of the danger we all faced yesterday finally begins to really sink in. A shudder runs down my spine as I recall the moment the mysterious beast lunged towards me. And a strange feeling swirls in my stomach when I recall that mysterious voice that spoke to me. God, I'm kind of exhausted. I wonder if I'll ever be able to make it back home to my own bed. I roll over in bed a few more times, but I'm unable to clear my mind or calm my heart. With a sigh, I decide to get up and head for some fresh air. The night breeze feels surprisingly cool against my skin as I take my first steps outside. The bazaar that was bustling with activity earlier is now all but empty, with only a few townspeople minding their way down the winding streets. Guess everyone must be asleep, huh? I wistfully turn my gaze towards the blanket of the stars above me. This world also has a moon of its own, but unlike the one back home, this one was tinted a bit of blue. Another breeze blows by, and I rub my arms slightly. But before I can take another step, a warm cloak is wrapped around my shoulders from behind, followed by a familiar voice. The moon here is beautiful, isn't it? I turn my gaze to find Aslan standing behind me. His gaze follows mine up to the sky as well. Yeah, it's a bit different, but it still reminds me of home. I grip his cloak a bit tighter around my frame. Thanks for the cloak, but, how did you know I was here?
Oh, the truth is, I heard you stepping out earlier from my own room. I didn't mean to follow you, but I was a bit worried, so I came out to check.
Oh, I see. Thanks, but I'm alright. I just wanted some fresh air. You can head back first. I promise I'll be back soon. I try to keep my voice light, but assume it isn't very convincing with the way Aslan's eyebrows furrow a bit.
Are you feeling alright, Luna? Of course, you don't have to confide in me if you don't wish to, but just know that I'm here for you, alright?
Yeah, thanks, Aslan. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just have a lot on my mind, I guess. Honestly, I'm not even sure where to start, but I appreciate the thought. Aslan hums quietly in response as the two of us silently wander forward side by side. After a little while, Aslan's eyes widen when he spots something off to the side.
Luna, would you mind joining me for a moment? I'd like to show you something.
The wizard sidesteps over to retrieve a discarded broomstick that was leaning against the wall of a building. He jogs back and holds it out in front of me. Broomstick?
What are you gonna do? Fly or something?
I say it as a joke, but the only response I get is a mischievous twinkle in Aslan's emerald eyes. Without a word, he simply drops the broom from his hand. But instead of falling to the ground, I gasp as it starts floating, suspended in the air. Whoa, wait! That's a legit thing! Aslan chuckles at my reaction and winks as he moves to mount the broomstick.
Yes, I have to admit, the fairy tales at least got this aspect of wizardry correct. Now, Luna, would you do me the honor of taking a ride with me?
With you? You sure? That broom doesn't look too sturdy. I blink as I eye this skinny broomstick skeptically, wondering if it would really be able to support us both.
Do you trust me, Luna?
Aslan's voice is soft, almost a whisper, as he holds out his hand.
Of course I fucking do. This is so cute.
My lips quiver under his ever-patient gaze, and I don't even hesitate to answer. Of course I do.
Right, thank you.
With that, Aslan smiles as I take his hand and he helps me settle onto the broom behind him.
Alright, hold on tight now. Up we go! Leviosa. Oh my god. Sorry, just... guess it makes sense. Leviosa!
I wrap my arms around his waist and press my cheek against his warm, broad back. And in the next moment, we're off the ground and flying up and off. I squeeze my eyes shut as the two of us climb higher and higher into the sky. I don't know how high we've flown, but all I can do is tighten my grip around Aslan as the butterflies flutter in my stomach at the sensation of soaring through the air. Then, after a few moments, I feel us straighten out and slow to a steady cruise.
You can open your eyes now, Luna.
I hear the amusement coloring Aslan's tone as I dare to crack open my eyes. The sight that greets me completely takes my breath away.
Stop. This CG's so cute. No, I love these two nerds.
Above us, I spy a whole sea of glittering stars as far as the eye can see. The sparkling colors of each twinkling light is almost hypnotizing as I stare, jaw-dropped in wonder. They feel so close, as if I could simply grab a star in my hand if I just reached out. Wow!
Look down.
I comply immediately and break out into a huge smile. Amazing. Aslan, it's so beautiful.
It is.
Something in Aslan's tone makes me look up. And in that moment, our eyes meet. A small smile graces Aslan's own face as he continues to hold my gaze, refusing to look away. My gaze flickers down to his lips for a second, and I feel my cheeks flare up. I immediately blink away, flustered at where my thoughts were possibly heading. Yeah! What of you? Wow! It's crazy the things magic can do, huh? Now if only we could use magic to solve that big problem the two of us are going on about, right? I cringe internally at my stuttering, but my words seem to trigger something within Aslan.
If only we could use magic. Why, that's it! Eureka!
Without warning, Aslan throws his arms around me. And when he pulls back, his hands are still clutching my shoulders as he beams at me. I can see his eyes shining, the light in them rivaling the stars above us.
Of course! How did I not think of that sooner? Perhaps such a feat would be impossible for the regular denizens of this world, or one mere wizard alone. However, with Merlot, Philly, and I together, we should be able to conjure enough magic to fill the lake up in no time. Okay. Alright. Glad I'm good at predicting things. Why, I'm sure we could even fill this whole desert with rain if we were to put our minds to it.
He laughs and the sound shoots straight through my heart.
You're a genius, Luna. Thank you. How did you, the wizard, not think to use magic? Would you like to know something? At times, I fear perhaps I'd be the one lost without you.
Aslan, do you really mean that?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? You're amazing, Luna. The wonders, they never cease with you.
Aslan, Whoa!
But a sudden gust of wind and causes the... That's not... I could be wrong, but that's not quite grammatically correct. That's fine.
Causes the broom under us to wobble and cuts me off. At once, Aslan snaps back to reality. One of his hands shoots down to stabilize the broom while he places the other on the small of my back to support me.
Are you alright?
Yeah, a little shaken from almost falling to my tomb, but I'm still here.
I'm so sorry. I was careless for a moment and I don't know what came over me just then. I apologize for embracing you so suddenly. Now, it was not appropriate.
Huh? Oh no, I didn't mind that at all. I just, glad if I could help.
Right, the issue at hand. Seems we have a solution.
Aslan turns forward to grip the broom handle with both hands. He steers the broom around and glances back.
Well, now we know what we must do, yes? Shall we make a stop back at the inn to pick up Merlot and Philia?
Yep, let's do this.
Alright, promise we won't let go, yes? I'm gonna pick up some speed.
Yeah, I promise. I definitely won't let go. I wrap my arms back around Aslan as the two of us race off across the night sky once again. I fail to see the smile on his face that only mirrors the one on mine.
Stop, you two fucking nerds, I love you.
The next day. The following morning, Aslan and I meet up with
Tito, wow.
With Tito as he grants us access to the throne room once again. As we push open the heavy doors, we're greeted by a similar sight of two swords clashing angrily.
Oh, you wanna go? 'Cause I'll go. I'll go to war. Don't try me, punk. Not if I declare war on you first, you barbaric bastard.
Excuse me. The two enraged kings whip their heads at the sound of my meek interruption.
Oh, great, another interruption. can't even meet without your people barging in here. Honestly, what kind of shit security do you even have around here? Some sultan you are. The disrespect, I swear. I'm going home to prepare my army right now. Oh, is that a threat? Bring it on, Blondie. I'll have an army twice the size of yours prepared by the time you even think to step your sorry ass back in this desert. Oh yeah? Then I'll...
However, before any of us can react, another knock on the side door resounds through the room.
Pardon the intrusion, your lordships, but... Now what?
The royal messenger shrinks back under both murderous glances.
Eek! We just received a message, sire. I assure you it's quite urgent.
Sultan Marcelo huffs and marches over, yanking the scroll out of the messenger's hand.
I swear, this better be good. Urgent report. The watering hole located on the border has been miraculously refilled overnight and... Wait, what? Is this supposed to be a joke? Quite in bad taste if you ask me. You want to read the report yourself? Here.
The Sultan tosses the scroll over to the Emperor, who catches it with ease. I watch as the Emperor's brows furrow together, and before his jaw slowly drops as he turns to stare at the Sultan, looking equally perplexed.
Is this real? But how? How in God's name did... Don't ask me. I have no idea.
Suddenly, I watch as Aslan clears his throat before stepping forward, commanding the attention of both kings as he shoots them a cheery smile.
Oh, are you two referring to the watering hole that lies east of here? Weren't you made aware? There was quite a heavy storm last night. Seems all the rainwater must have filled it right back up. Isn't that right, Luna?
Yep, we witnessed it ourselves. It was like a localized cloud burst, kind of like magic, really. I can't but stifle a laugh as the Sultan and Emperor gaze at us with unbelieving expressions before looking at each other.
A storm? In the desert? How is it even possible? Bullshit.
Well, nevertheless, your issue has been resolved, yes? The watering hole is full again, so there is nothing left to dispute between the two kingdoms, correct?
I suppose, but... Wonderful. Which, in that case, please permit me to ask you a question, oh great Sultan. You may speak. I heard a certain tea blend known as Peach Leaf Dream is no longer available to purchase in the bazaar, but a supply is kept here at the Sultan's palace, yes? Might you know of anyone aside from us who has recently, inquired about this supply? As a matter of fact, I do. An old woman came by earlier this morning with the same question about that tea. Really? Really? This fucking morning? God damn it. Damn it, Agatha.
Really? Great. Then, could you tell us where she is, or point us to where the tea bags are, at least?
I can't.
Huh? Why not?
We all watch as the Sultan awkwardly scratches his head before turning to us with a peculiar gaze. And that's because there isn't a single Peach Leaf Dream tea bag left in this kingdom. The old woman bought our entire remaining stock with an advance on another 2 years' worth.
Pardon.
She did what? And pray tell, just how did she afford this? She traded in the rights to 2 great pyramids and a sphinx for it. Agatha. Not a bad deal, I gotta say. 2 pyramids? And a sphinx? Wait, just a moment. Are you telling me she sold off the Nile's greatest treasures in exchange for some tea bags? Hey, I'm not complaining. That old lady was a riot. I know a good business partner when I see one. Which, actually, on that note... We all watch as the Sultan rummages through the document-filled table before pulling out a familiar-looking envelope with a certain stamped seal.
Oh god, why am I getting major deja vu right now?
Hey, Pinky, your name's Aslan, right?
Unfortunately so.
Well, part of the deal I had with the old woman was that I had to hand this letter to you personally. So, here, it's yours. The end of the bargain is fulfilled.
I watch as the Sultan hands Aslan the letter, who seems to want to tear it down the middle the moment it touches his hands.
You know, I can't help but start to wonder if she's just doing this on purpose for some fucking reason. Instead of just being like, oh, I'm just gonna have a grocery shopping time. No, I think this is on purpose. The old woman has a plan. Thank you, Your Highness.
Oh, Aslan.
I don't even want to read it.
Then I'll do it. I clear my throat as I unfurl the envelope. I blink in surprise as, besides a letter, a small tea bag falls out from inside. A sweet floral scent, just like the one from a far-off valley. Fills my senses from just smelling it. I open the letter and begin to read aloud.
Hello, dear grandson. It seems we keep missing each other. Surely your search must have quite the motive. After a nice spot of tea, I've decided to pick up an old hobby. Where the shore meets the sea, I'll be out finding conchas. Agatha. Alright, beach episode! Let's see, if we're gonna do- okay, if it's gonna be Lost at Sea, are we gonna get merfolk? Are we gonna have a beach episode with merfolk? That's my hope. Because we're going through a lot of other different fairy tale-esque things, so why not have merfolk? Now, out of all the characters that I'm trying to remember, since apparently there's parallels, we have yet to meet the barista. I'm trying to think of all the other characters, but unfortunately I'm fucking blanking. It's been a hot second since I've played any of the games. Or, not any games, jeez. Any of the routes. But out of the main parallels for the love interests, we haven't met the barista yet. I don't remember his name. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the episode. Anyway, I am gonna leave it off here because now that these episodes are about 45 minutes to an hour, that's about the time limit I have for recording before my throat starts to give out. Anyway, hope you had fun. I will see you next time. Have a good evening, night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you. I'll see you later.